Thanks, Michael. Hey, Tim. Curious about what it feels like to go up against a European team and to prepare for a European team because of the pandemic and lots of other reasons. There's been a lot of games against CONCACAF, and I guess that's valuable because it's what you'll see in qualifying. But what does the team get out of going up against an opponent that's very different and that might pose different problems or challenges or just a different kind of soccer than what we're used to seeing from the same CONCACAF teams over and over?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, like you said, I think it's a good change of pace, a different challenge. Probably a team that's going to be a little bit more technical than what we've been playing against in the past couple camps, and it gives us a chance to play, like you said, a European team. And whenever you can, you play these teams and you can beat them on their soil and play games in their place and um, come away with a good result. It boosts confidence, and I think it'll be good for this group because we haven't been able to play a European team with this group yet. So yeah, it'll be a good test for a lot of these young guys and the new guys in the program.
We'll go to Stephen Goff from the Washington Post.
Hey, Tim, thanks for your time. As one of the older players in the squad, more than experienced players in the squad, I won't call you old. How would you describe the dynamic of the more experienced guys and this younger crew that's been coming in? It seems to be getting younger and younger with each camp.
It's all right. You can say I'm the oldest, being the oldest in the camp. It's fun to see. I was a part of 2018 when some of these guys first started coming in, the first little young wave, Christian and Weston and Tyler Adams and those guys and now this second group. It's fun to see their enthusiasm and it's infectious. The smiles, the freedom with which they play the game, the intensity that they train at. And it's a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you. They constantly want to learn, constantly asking questions, and they're here to get better and show off and show their skills to the wider world.
We'll go to Ian Parker from PA Sport.
Hey, Tim. I just wanted to ask you about maybe the change in mentality you have and that you have to have, I guess, coming away from a relegation battle with Fulham and stepping into an international game. Is that a welcome change at times? Just how do you deal with that different challenge?
Yeah, I think for myself, you look forward to coming into camp. It's like you said, it's a different change of pace. It's a different group of guys. Your goals and your focus kind of switches a little bit, and you can kind of forget about what's happening at club level. We, Anthony and myself, we've come in here and just to get away from the constant pressure that is a relegation battle is nice, and it's refreshing, not only physically but mentally. So to be able to come in here and catch up with guys from around around Europe and around the world is, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air and something that you personally I look forward to and continuing to kind of grow with and bring this group along.
Next will be Charles Bone from MLSsoccer.com.
Hi, Tim. Thanks for speaking today. Greg has spoken about the psychological challenges that you guys face playing soccer in a pandemic with sort of limited movement and a lot of games and the extra maybe burden that carries for you guys. And then as we look ahead to this next year, just a brutal schedule for club and country. I'm wondering how you kind of look at that the coming months and how you deal with these new challenges of COVID soccer sort of.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think majority of us have. It's nothing new playing in this type of environment in the COVID world. No fans, limited mobility when you're in hotels, kind of stuck in stuck in your rooms. So it's grinding, mentally. And I know I just said it's refreshing, but at the same time, you come in and you're sitting in a hotel, between meals, and it's difficult, but this is something that is here, and we don't really have a choice, and we just have to deal with it. And we talk about all the time, in with this group that you just have to respond. You control the things that you can control, and have to push aside the things that you can't. And I think this group has done a fantastic job of not worrying about what's happening on the outside, and focusing on ourselves, and focusing on what we need to do. And that's with one eye on, like you said, the brutal schedule that starts in May with the Nations League, and then you turn your attentions to the Gold Cup, and some of these guys could potentially be on the Olympic roster, assuming we qualify for that, and then you're straight into 3 games in a window for qualifying. So it's going to be a challenge, and I think with the number of guys we have in the pool and within the group, we can rise to that challenge. And this is just one small step in trying to figure out how we navigate those challenges coming up. I think just sharing your personal experiences, the trips that you've made down to Central America, like you said, they're different. They're not, you're not in nice hotels. You're not having everything your own way. You're not setting the times for trainings, and it's difficult, and I can let these guys know that we may be sleeping in fast asleep in the middle of the night, and fire alarms could be going off in the hotel at 2 a.m. in the morning. I remember one time we were in Panama and fireworks were going off outside. So it's just little things. I think a lot of these guys know. We've actually discussed quite a bit, and they've asked a lot of questions. So when you go down here, what's it going to be like? And it's going to be hectic. It's going to be things aren't going to be great, and that's where I alluded to you focus on the things that you can control, and try not to overthink the things and worry about the things that we can't. So from an experience perspective, that's what I have to do. I have to let these guys know that, the fields aren't going to be great. It's going to be bumpy. There's not going to be, we're not going to have it our way everywhere we go, and with everything we do. So it's just a matter of focusing and trying to get in the best frame of mind to go to these places and pick up results.
Our last question for Tim comes from Franco Panizo from SBI Soccer.
Thanks again, Michael. Hey, Tim, we're both rocking the long-haired look these days. Just wanted to quickly ask you, you guys, obviously winning is always is good for confidence, and winning big probably more so. And you guys have done that over the last 4 games, beating CONCACAF opposition by pretty handily, at least on the score sheet. How much confidence is there in the group right now in terms of the style, the tactics, and how you guys are working through that and executing that on the field, and just how you've grown in that regard, as opposed maybe in the beginning when Greg was first coming on board and trying to implement his tactics and his ideas? Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, listen, it's always a process. I mean, Greg comes in and he wants to implement his style of play, his the way he wants to press, his formations, and it was always going to take a little bit of time to adjust to that. There's no doubt we have the quality and the players in this in this pool that can perform to the standards that he's wanting and that he's trying to set. For us, obviously, when you play CONCACAF teams, whether it's they have all their guys available, or it's their B team or whatever, it doesn't matter. You want to send a message to these other teams and the other countries, and to say, listen, we're the big guys here. We're the ones that we have the target on our back, and we're making sure that we're letting these teams know that we're not going to be pushed over. And like you said, the last couple of games, the Panama, Jamaica, you know, we're putting teams away and you know, really sending a message to them that, listen, we're here, and you know, with the style, the pressing, the way that we are playing, teams are going to have a hard time, and that's the message we're trying to send, you know, from minute 1 to minute 90.